Ubers, tubers. Hey guys, how are you doing? Okay, so we are on day 5. Let's clap it up. That's corny as hell, but I'm not cutting this off. Okay, so first, let me just be clear. I did not fudge on y'all for day 4. YouTube, something about the software is not really like my friend. So day 4 is still doing some kind of little render thing in the background. And I'm hoping that because this happened before and then the video pops up, I was hoping all day that the video popped up. You know why? Because when I uploaded the video, I did what you don't do. I deleted the original video. So I am hoping that somehow it comes back up. If not, I will re-record day 4. Okay. Um, but I hope I don't have to. I really, I, it was fun. Day 4. I mean, I was in a vibe yesterday about setting. It was like setting powerful goals, and I was talking. I'm talking about we, like it's a panel. Okay, so I was talking about how to set some short-term goals to develop your long-term visions, and what motivates your goal, and how taking small actions. What I say? One step is a mile if you keep stepping. All right. So that's what I did yesterday, and you guys did not get to enjoy it. Hopefully, because I promise you, when I record it, it's not going to have the energy I had yesterday. Yesterday, I was like, yes, I'm kind of getting a little better at this thing. So today, probably not so much. But today, we are going to be cultivating a growth mindset. Yes. But before we get there, boo boo, y'all show up and show out for me. I'm so excited right now. Y'all know, if anybody has caught my shorts, I gave my last physical copy that I had available to me to my little neighbor who wanted my book. And I ordered some more, so I'm gonna take that one back because it's all trashy and whatever. So yesterday I made a short and I made a video. I needed about 300 people to get into the top 100 on the lowest category on Amazon in the books. Okay, so one of my homegirls, Tammy, yeah, I'm gonna put you out there. One of my homegirls, I don't know what she was doing up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I just don't know. And she texted me. Cause what was I doing up at 4 o'clock in the morning? I was sleeping, but I heard my phone. It was right next to me. I was watching For My Man on YouTube, where the people go to jail because they do dumb shit, dumb stuff with their mates. So when she had texted me, it binged in my ear, and I looked, but I ain't really look right. So about, I want to say 20 minutes or so later, I got up. I said, well, let me see how the book is doing. Okay, let me tell you about Amazon. You can become a bestseller and 12 minutes later be at number 10. So it's an algorithm thing, right? Just like YouTube, it's all about the algorithms. It will push whatever you want to push. And I needed over 300 people. But I was hoping, like, if I could get 300 people to take a free download, which I did sponsor one more day of the free download, which y'all probably won't know about because that one day was today, February 6th. But I hope it hasn't changed since I talked to y'all. Bam! Yes, baby. Yes. We are number one. We are number one, right? Yes, y'all did that for me. And we are number one in teen, adult, coming of age fiction, number 3 in mythology, and number 4 in folklore. Yes! Yes. Yes. Y'all did it for me. Number one, I needed. Okay, so I don't really do TikTok and all that. And somebody was like, TikTok is where you sell books. I was like, yeah, okay, one more platform. Oh, like all of it. I'm of a particular age, baby. My son is 30. Okay. So I'm at an age that marketing for me was grabbing all the little kids in the neighborhood, giving them some flyers and coming out with a staple gun. They was putting flyers on and with tape on mailboxes and handing them out at doors, staple gun into trees with the, yeah, I was one of you littering people with the things, but I would have my kids go pick them up on Sunday night because I got a ticket one time. So, and then I go buy all the kids McDonald's and let them play in the little thing. And that was marketing for me. And now we're in this new age of marketing. Yeah, I did put some stuff online because if you look hard enough, you can find some of my other businesses that has had some advertising, but it wasn't this intense. So I went on TikTok last night and I was like telling the story and I was like, I just need 300 more people to take a free download. So we could be like this. Yeah, baby. We're number one. We are number one. And I know that y'all are like, okay, you should be number one. You was giving a book away for free. Everybody in that little category that I'm number one in was giving their book away for free. And it's about marketing. So we are providing you something of value. And what I need in return is if you have downloaded the free version, please go online and make a review. Read a couple pages and make a review. I know you might not have time to read it all. And you might have you probably not even, this might not be your cup of tea. But if you could just do me a favor, go through a couple of pages, okay, read a couple of pages. You might like catch a fever and go ahead and finish it up. But read a couple of pages and then please go online and do a review so I can stay like that. Yes. So let me tell you why that is so important before we get into this. That's so important because it feeds the algorithm. The reason an author will choose to give their book away in the first 90 days or whenever they're trying to blow a spike in their numbers is because the algorithm says people are interested. So when the book goes back to full price, you're not paying as much to advertise for that book because you're starting to get organic traction because the machine name Amazon will start to put your book out there for people to consider. So I thank y'all with all me little heart. Yes. I thank you with all me little heart for getting that for me. Because I literally would have been 101, 102 with just the 300 downloads. So I could use some more downloads because, of course, when we see our numbers move, uh, like here, the second number two book moved up, and in this category of folklore, I was number two at 6 o'clock this morning. So actually at 6 o'clock this morning, I was number two in a couple of spaces. And I'm excited about that. I'm just like over the moon excited. All right. So enough about me. I'm like, I'm so happy. I'm happy because it brings awareness. And I think it is so amazing that in Black History Month, this Black author got her a little Black book about a little girl to go number one, even if it's for a day, an hour, a minute. I'm excited. And I'm going to tell you, if Tammy hadn't text my phone at 4 o'clock in the morning, child, I probably would have missed it because that's how fast it goes on Amazon. I mean, think about it. They're selling a whole lot of crap. I mean stuff. I just call it crap. stuff on there crap. My stuff is on there. So yeah. But y'all know what I mean. It's a lot of stuff being sold. So thank you. Now, one more request before we get into this. Buy the physical book, please. Please. If you downloaded the book and you're just a little more intrigued, buy the physical book. I mean, there's nothing like paper. I just like holding a book make you want to read it a little more. Okay. So let's go here. Gotta do it one more time. Ah! Yes. Yes. It is. I done held that spot all day. It's 11:30 at night, and I've held it. It's before 11:30. I'm just rounding up. All right, so let me go ahead and do this before we get into the next day, and then I would have not fulfilled my promise. Today is day 5, and we're gonna talk about growing and cultivating a mindset that helps you want to move forward for growth, right? So again, we picked one thing. We focusing on one thing, guys. We not tilling the whole garden. We just we doing one piece of fruit. We can do a cucumber, a tomato, but we're doing focus on one thing. Okay. And once that one thing flourish, we'll have a routine, right? We'll have something of substance to kind of keep going on. If you worry about just that one little patch of tomatoes and then you go outside one day and all the tomatoes are just growing on the side, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I got a green thumb. Like, I worried about one thing, which was moving that book. And, it just encouraged me to finish writing. I'm waiting for an illustrator to do some stuff because I want to do a little kitty book. Okay, a book that's for smaller children. All right, so when we think about growth, we have to think, and I use tilling in the garden for a reason, because what symbolizes growth more than a garden? I mean, really, if you think about it, you cultivate it. You might have had to. I'm in Georgia, and we got horrible soil for a garden. So one year, I decided I was going to plant tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, and all that stuff. And we dug on the red clay. And I grew up with a garden in my backyard. It was a small garden, but we always had like fresh collards, root bar, which I hate. I don't know why my mama make us eat weeds. That's all a root bar is, weeds, red weeds. Okay, so we had love cucumbers and tomatoes, right? We always say, and I love collard greens, and that's probably because I grew up with collard greens, cucumbers, and tomatoes, some radishes. We had a whole salad in the backyard. But one year I decided in Georgia, because I'm originally from Michigan, when we got better soil, we got this dusty red clay. It ain't even dusty. The clay don't move, right? So nothing was growing because I didn't know what to do to that soil. So I decided I was going to do. I hope y'all didn't hear my belly. Um, I decided I was going to do a plant bed garden. So when I got soil, and me and the b-boy went and got some cow manure in bags. Like, I'm a city girl, so I didn't even realize they sold it in a bag. It was like soil mixed with manure, and it smelled like manure. And I was like, but put that together in this little plant box that I had going. And guess what? My stuff started growing. But I didn't know enough about how to space my things and what could take over what, or what could attract a bug to what. So then all of a sudden I had these little holes in all my little tomato leaves, and I began to become frustrated again, right? Because the tomatoes that I was growing some tomato. Look, when I saw just one little thing pop up, oh, I went seed crazy, right? But sometimes you only gotta plant one seed. You gotta plant a seed or one type of seed and learn how to cultivate that seed. Make that one seed grow And then guess what? You'll have a routine for the rest of the things that you want to grow. You might have to change a little bit, you might have to tweak something, but you'll know the baseline of what you're growing. Okay? So and nothing about tomatoes is on my paper. But when I think about growth in a mindset, I always think about a garden. Um, you know, what they say, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, man, that's some real stuff. If you just got a little bit of faith, just a small of, and nobody, I don't know if you ever seen a mustard seed, but it's really, really tiny, right? If you have a little bit of faith, you can help cultivate your positive mindset. I'm gonna change the name on my thumbnail because we need to be cultivating that positive mindset, right? Um, but what stops you from cultivating that mindset? Discouragement. We see, go back to my tomato garden. Red clay was a brick for me. I was trying to plant a seed in a place that it was not naturally intended to grow. Nobody else around this whole area who had tomatoes was growing it in only red clay. Why? Because it created an obstacle. It put something in place that would not move, would not grow. You couldn't evolve, you couldn't evolve because guess what? You in the wrong stuff. So sometimes when we're cultivating that growth mindset, we've got to look at the surrounding of what we're trying to grow and who we're trying to grow it with. Because sometimes you can grow, like I grew a multi-million dollar business. It wasn't meant for everybody who was in my space, even though they think they entitled to it, right? But you will see a leaf come up. That don't mean that you tilled the soil right, or if it's still in the same environment. You can get a weed in the sun. Have you ever walked down the street and seen weeds grow out the cement? Okay. So you can grow something anywhere. You just want to make sure that you have fostered the right environment for that growth, for that thing that you want to grow. So you can continue growing it and you could become bountiful and plentiful. Okay. Uh, now I need help because I went off on a tangent. That wasn't where I was supposed to be. That ain't where, but you know what? Gotta let God lead us. You know, I was just on the phone with someone and I said, you know, if God is leading you somewhere, don't ask him why. Because sometimes we get so stuck, and I ain't talking to y'all right now. For real, I'm talking to myself. I have to remind myself not to ask God, why is he sending me in a direction? Why is this happening to me? Because people ain't always what they look like to you. Sometimes they going through some things and you get stuck on bubblegum asking why. The whole time you asking why, he done put out the yellow brick road and you can't stop for the road because you so busy trying to figure out why you got to turn right. He said, he put a big old detour sign there. It's orange. It glittered, but you still wanted to go that way because you saw the shiny object that you thought you needed. Okay. So I'm going to go back on track. I got this obstacle and I'm trying really hard and it's not growing, right? So now I'm gonna quit. Wrong. Don't quit. Sometimes you gotta fail forward. Okay. Thomas Edison, and I'm reading this. Thomas Edison, what he did about 10,000. I'm probably making up the number, but 10,000 times he tried to make the light bulb until finally, eureka! I got that off the paper. But eureka, it actually gave some light and he was able to grow that and make it where right now I can get all this beautiful light on me in the middle of the night, right? So it's okay to fail. I want you to fail. You need to fail. Failing forward is the one of the best things you could do. It really is, because once you fail, or once you have fallen and you get back up, sometimes you notice why you fell. Maybe it was a crack in the ground and you had on high heels, or maybe you just was needing some substance that day, so you were a little lightheaded and you were a little dizzy. Okay, and that's physical falling. But falling mentally and falling with business, falling in relationships. I said falling, but failing, falling. If you fail forward and you don't spend a whole lot of time back here on why I failed or trying to fix what was broken, you could spend a whole lot of time trying to fix something that wasn't to be fixed. It was supposed to be trash. Give it to Fred Sanford. Let the My mama used to say, if you got spilled milk, let the cat lick it up. Man, let the cat lick it up. You can have my failures. Cause some stuff I don't want back when you think about it. Once you keep moving forward and then you do look back and you was like, man, your look back, you should be only looking back for a positive reflection. Like, wow, look how far I've come. And that's not always easy. That's not always easy. But it is the glow up. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. When challenges give you growth opportunities, you need to become your own superhero. You need to glow up, okay? You need to have that thing and say, okay, I failed, but now it's time for the glow up, baby. What I got to do? What I got to do to make these Okay, so I grew some cherry tomatoes, but now I want some big old fat old beefsteaks, right? Right? What I got to do? What from what did I learn from the mistakes of putting it in the red clay to now, so I can make a better tomato, right? Or a better opportunity, a better relationship, a better piece of mental health. You know what I mean? Just better, right? And if you fail again, you know that you can clean that up and fix that up. And then you got to know when to tap out. Some things you just got to tap out on. Um, your mistakes. Your mistakes are actually your best teachers, just to be honest. When you make a mistake, it gives you some stability. Okay, like a scar. Like, have you, some people, I scar really bad. Like, I don't keloid, but I do scar, like I have like surface scars. Like, I don't have like thick keloids, right? But every scar reminds you of something. Have you ever looked back at a scar and been like, man, I remember when I was 6 years. Okay, for example, I got this little burn on my arm that ain't going nowhere. I had to be like 12 years old when I got that burn. My mama kept saying, quit running upstairs. You keep running. I kept running upstairs. And somebody I considered my sister at the time, she had a curling iron out and it was plugged up. And I ran past and that curling iron stuck to that hand and woo, baby. We had to peel it off and it was a whole thing. And it wasn't her fault because my mama said quit running. I just ran right on through there. Ah! It was so funny because it's not funny, but when I was little, they used to call me Oops. I would knock stuff off the wall when I walked down the stairs. I mean, it was just all over the place, right? Because I couldn't sit my butt down. I learned from some of those lessons, and they became my teachers. Okay, So now when I'm running through a room, I make sure there's no curling iron in the wall. I ain't stopped running through the rooms though. Okay, I'm not funny except for when I'm on stage, and I'm not funny then. Um, when you have learned your lesson, the most important thing you could do to cultivate that wonderful new mindset is celebrate your small wins. Like, okay, so back to my little garden, because we cultivating and growing. I had this one little tomato. I wish I'd have thought about this ahead of time because I don't even know why the tomato story popped in my head. But I had one little tomato that popped on that vine. Baby, that was the best tomato ever. I didn't want to eat it, right? But I was so excited and grateful for that one little tomato. What's your little tomato? If you don't mind, write in the chat. What's your little tomato? What's that one little thing that you could think about now that was it? Didn't have to be that monumental. It was just that one little thing. Sometimes you can have one tiny little thing that make you want to keep going, right? What was that? If you can type in the chat, if you feel like it, one day y'all gonna engage with me. All right. What's that? That's gonna be my one little thing. I'm gonna get some engagement. When I get the little engagement I get, I'm so proud for it. I am. I'm grateful. I'm just totally grateful. So what's that one little thing that you could celebrate? And I ain't saying have a whole full out party because you gotta get back to growing. Okay. I'm celebrating one little tomato and I forgot to put the weed be gone down. Don't stay in that celebration. Celebration shouldn't last long. Okay. But you do need to celebrate those wins because they give you something to feel reward. Okay. It's a reward to celebrate that win, however you celebrate that win. Okay. So I'm going to get ready to close out this. And of course, because I'm closing it out, I got to do this again. Right? Yes. And we still there. We still there. Uh, our reflection prompts for the day. Okay, so first I didn't tell you what our focus of the day was fo- focus on growth mindset and overcoming challenges so we can learn from our mistakes. So we want to think about that, learning from our mistakes. Our reflection today is, what area do you feel like you need to fix? Okay. Where do you see, or where would you like to see growth? Remember, we're just doing one area. We're not doing the whole garden. Remember, we're just doing a tomato, right? One little area. And that area should be the one thing we start on day one. We just working on one thing for 28 days. We ain't got to do a whole lot. All right, I'm a little ADHD. You put too many things in front of me, I'm not going to get anything done. How do you currently, this would be great for a chat. How do you currently react to your challenges? When you get an obstacle, how do you react to it? What do you shut down? It depends, and it could be different for everything. Like, I have full mental shutdowns. Like, I mean, I be like this. Like, don't bother me for 20 weeks. I got to get it together. I got to have a cry. I got to go take a bath. Okay. And then, how do you come out of that bad space so you can continue going and growing? Um, my little sis, Leanne, I shouldn't say her name online, but okay. She took me to do these salt soaks at the beginning of this new journey I'm on. And she's like, you need to reset. I got something for you. And she was so excited. And she said, we're gonna do a float. That's what they're called. And I was like, I go to the steam room, I'm gonna go get a massage, I'm gonna grab a vacation. She's like, nope, nope. You need to take a float. They're gonna cut off all the lights. We're gonna get in all this Epsom salt water, and you just gonna lay there and float. And I was like, it sounds fun. I don't know what it's gonna do for me. And I got in this room. They cut the lights off, and I laid in this huge tub, and I floated. And they play these, if you want, because you can cut off the little music, but they just play this kind of music, right? And I was able to reset from whatever it was I was going through that day that made her say, "Oh no, 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 we ain't doing this." And I'm so grateful for it because she was like, "We ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. You're gonna float." Well, how do you reset? Okay. Uh, of course, our action steps is is similar to our other. How do we reframe the obstacle? Okay. So, example from what I've been talking about. I was trying to grow tomatoes in hard red clay, which is not meant for that. How did I reframe it? We went to the store and we just got some soil and some manure, and I got my little tomato. Okay. How do you reframe it? And how would you look at something as a learning opportunity? So our action step is to look at that one thing that you think that might be holding you back from growing your little tomato or growing at all. And I want you to write it down, write a reframe of it. I want you to write it down because that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to reframe. And then for our journaling prompt, how does it feel to embrace a challenge as a growth opportunity? Now, that's not exactly how I said it, but remember I said that one little setback and that your mistakes and your failures can be your best teachers? I want you to take time to look at one thing that you thought was horrible for you. Like, oh my God, this happened. It's the worst thing that could ever happen. And then later you like, man, I'm so glad that happened. If that didn't happen, I would be still stuck back here in the same bad place. And then creatively, I didn't do a creative exercise. So I think the best creative exercise that we can do as far as looking to grow forward. Okay, we're going to, as action, write down that one thing that we want to grow in. And then we're going to do some reframing about the bad, whatever that obstacle, I hate to say the word bad, whatever that obstacle is, how can we reframe it or find the obstacle and reframe it because it'll teach you to reframe, right? And what I mean by reframing, it'll teach you to look at something in a more positive light, right? If I had not been sick at the end of 2023, like I was on the couch for a couple of weeks, I was in the hospital for a couple of months, back and forth. Um, I wouldn't have been able to have the time because, like, literally, when I was able to just sit up, I would write. But the New Year's Eve thing, I was like, I don't really do resolutions, but it would be nice if I could finish my book in 2024. And I'm a writer. So I write technical stuff and then I write other stuff and then I also write under a pen name. But this is my first novel, like fiction, um, coming of age kind of novel, right? Like this is the first one. This is my new baby, right? If I had not been sick, which at the time I was like, this is the worst stuff ever. I am by myself. I'm doing this. And I was laying there. I don't really watch a whole lot of TV. I do watch episodes when I get sick. That's when I like to binge. I have immune disease. So sometimes I get sick, right? And that's when I find my shows. But I wouldn't have been sitting there thinking to myself, and I'll never forget it because the Christmas tree was nice. And all I wanted was somebody to come light my dang on fireplace. I wanted a fire and I could not get the fire, right? My body was just too weak. I could not go over there and like, Ellie, it's like steps away. And I wanted a fire. I couldn't. So I was laying here. I was like, it would. I cut on the TV and some New Year's Rockin' Eve or something was on. And they were like, okay, back and forth. And what would be your resolution? I was like, I don't really do resolutions. This is me talking to me because I talk to myself a lot. I was like, I don't really do resolutions, but I would love to finish that book. I didn't give it a day. I didn't give it a time. I said I just gave it a broad time of 2024. And then I end up in the hospital and I started writing again. And if I had not had that obstacle, that was the worst thing in the world that could have happened to me. I would be there today. I'm corny as heck today. So I thank y'all for y'all time. I'm going to see if number 4 has come up. I'm gonna make sure I save this one so we can get it uploaded. I am going to be a night behind. I won't get the worksheet up into the morning, so don't look for the worksheet, even though the little spot is going to be there to click the worksheet. I promise you, I'm not. I promise you, I'm not going to have the worksheet up tonight because I haven't even written it. So I'm going to write the worksheet out tonight. I wrote me some prompts for the worksheet, but I haven't written it. And I'll do that tonight and I'll put that up. You guys are not downloading this worksheet like I'm hoping that you do. But again, the worksheet is free. It doesn't cost you anything but your email address. And it'll be something that's good for us to work through some stuff on Sunday when we talk about it. Sunday at 8 p.m. We're going to get on this thing. If you want to come on, we will come on. I'm going to get somebody to help me figure this all out tomorrow and Saturday so I can do it correctly. And I just want to say thank you. Y'all help this old bird, baby. I am like super excited. I'm like overjoyed, man. You just don't know. In this old age right here, to have that, and no, I didn't make any money from it yet, but just having that recognition. And yes, Amazon, here's something y'all don't realize. When an author decides to give you a free book on Kindle, that was that author's decision. Amazon does not do that for you. It's the author. And usually we do that because we want awareness of our work. We want you to share in what we've done, right? And then afterwards we throw money behind it so we can make the money back, right? But for this to happen so organically for me to go to number 1 in a category at all, because all I wanted was 100. And see, that was that limiting belief, right? I didn't even think I would get there because y'all getting to know me. I'm so excited and I thank y'all so much. I will leave y'all alone because I'm bugging the heck out of you right now. I don't even know how many minutes we are. Ooh, we're 38 minutes. This is way longer than I wanted this video to be. Good night. Uber, see you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.